Team Water Wheels.
This is the video project for our Engineering 150 water transportation project. This is the water wheel right here.
Create a water transport device to be used in places where people have to travel to get clean water.
The parameters of our water system, it had to be made of recyclable materials, durable materials. It had to cost less than $10. It also had to be rugged and be able to work in all types of terrain and weather conditions.
Other parameters of the project was that it had to be easy to transport, require just one person to move it, had to be lightweight, and hold a maximum of 50 liters. Couldn't be complex, had to be easy to build.
We went with the first design that Ronnie, made. It was a pretty basic design made out of 2 tires and the trash can, and then we went on to Home Depot for more ideas and inspiration.
Our design was technology based. Based on trial and error, we put together some parts and made it work.
Like we just said, prototype was mostly based on trial and error design. We did have some really good success by the time the prototype was due. There was virtually no leakage, but we did have a lot of problems. It weighed so much. It weighed, I believe, about 140 pounds, carrying 50 liters, and the weight of the tires. But the tires went flat as soon as we put water in them. Steering was a true nightmare. So when we came back to the drawing board, we decided to stuff the tires with recycled newspaper. And we also developed, instead of the rope or twine steering system, we decided to use a wooden frame to steer, which actually worked a lot better. And we also did some balancing of the tank, and it worked a lot better. Unfortunately, we did not get a whole lot of time to test it with the full tank of water going up the steps. So by the due date, we were still having problems keeping that second tire in place, and the steering mechanism was a lot better, but it still needed a lot of work when it had a full load of water. And I think with all that newspaper we stuffed in the tires, it created an even greater weight, on the system. And eventually, as you can see right here in the video, the steering system was kind of falling apart. That piece of wood was just coming undone. And we needed more than one person to get it uphill, and it would, which is just not reasonable in the, out in the real world, out in the field. Getting down the steps was pretty easy, so that that was one thing.
Other than that, very durable. I mean, you didn't lose that much water. There is the sealing issue, and then also the bearing. You can improve the bearing.
Yeah.
And if this comes out, this stick comes out, how are they gonna repair that? You could come up with something. Well, you probably replace this. You could think about something like rope or straw.
Get a dowel.
Rope or straw. Or
Dowel, hide glue.
or if you want to fix that sealing issue, you got this thing together. You could drill a hole in the center. You could run a pole through there and just line up water containers, like a 2-liter water bottle. And then you don't have to worry about the leakage. So just look for alternate solutions. And talk about that in your video. Talk about what you could do differently. Okay? Overall, though, good job.
There were tons of improvements we could have made. One of the first thing was moving the tires to the outside and getting them on an axle. Also, instead of having the water in the tank by itself, maybe put it in containers of water, have a better steering system. Maybe the lid could be sealed with some recycled material, and securing that second wheel and just creating a better overall balance when it moved. And I think if we had done those things, we probably would have had a more successful project.